Hey y'all, I'm back with a Traveler's Notebook process video, and this is also for the Hip Kit Club, and I am going to pull my Traveler's Notebook that's about food, and I'm going to pull that out and work in that this week instead of the one that I handmade a few weeks ago. I'm starting with this picture of this ice cream that we had at Baskin Robbins. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Baskin Robbins. I think that it's all over the United States, if I can remember correctly. But anyway, we had gone to have ice cream as a family, so I took a picture. And right now I am cutting out, I think this is from the Make Your Mark collection by Bella Boulevard, cutting out one of the 3x4 cards just to use as a layering piece. And I'm also going to pull some pattern paper too. Um, Right now I'm looking through what pattern paper I want to use for the left hand side. I am going to cut that to, I guess, adhere to the entire left side of that page. And I'm going to cut it up. I just measured it by like marking with my fingernail. And then I am going to round the corners. I've mentioned this before, but if you have like a corner chomper or a fourth of an inch, I think it's fourth of an inch. If you have a fourth of an inch corner rounder, I think that matches perfectly with their with the Studio Calico Traveler's Notebook. And so if you cut off those two corners, then you should be able to match it perfectly. And so I'm going to go ahead and adhere that down. And I believe that paper, it's either Dear Lizzie or Amy Tangerine. I can't remember now. Goodness, I want to say it's probably Dear Lizzie, Lovely Day. Yes, it is, because I can see the manufacturer strip right there. So I'm going to cut the other side as a layering piece for the photo or underneath the photo. I made that a little bit too wide, so I'm going to cut some of that off. And then I'm going to pull a card for an exclusive card from the Project Life kit for another layering piece. And at this point, I'm not really sure what I want to do, but I know that this week or this day, particular day, is focused on creative titles. And so right now, in my head, I'm thinking about what I'm wanting to do for a title. I'm still just not quite sure. So I'm going to play around a little bit with the ephemera. Now, one thing that I do a lot, and I probably mentioned this before, is if I am stuck on a title or I'm feeling really lazy about creating a title, I'll use a piece of ephemera or like a phrase or a word that came in our kit. And a lot of times that works out for me just fine. The titles I normally don't get very creative with my titles at all. So this for sure was a challenge. So what I'm going to do is try to mix and match what I love to do, which is use ephemera or use like already made phrases for my titles and kind of mix and match and see how that comes out. So right now I'm really loving the idea of using that ice cream because it says why not, and then I'm trying to figure out what else I can use with that, and so I'm trying to look through some things that I have. So I was like, well, why don't I make a title with something that has to do with why not relax? But then I was like, I can't really stop there because it's about ice cream. So I decided to add the little cone or the ice cream in the cone and then put the puffy sticker, which the puffy sticker is exclusive to the Hip Kit Club this month. And I'm going to go ahead and while I think about that, adhere all of my little layering pieces together. I fanned those out a little bit too wide, so I'm going to adjust that and then adhere the whole stack to that right side. And then I found that cute little label. I thought it needed something there at the bottom, and I thought I could go back and add the date that this picture was actually taken, although I didn't really know at the time, and so I had to go back and check, and then the video cuts off and then it goes back. But I'll show you guys that. Regardless, you'll still get to see me add the date stamp. So I also wanted to use this exclusive chipboard piece and the ampersand, so I decided to use that. And then I'm going to use these exclusive alphas from our kit. I can't remember if this is from the main kit or the embellishment kit. I'm not really quite sure. But if you go to the blog post that is posted today, which is Saturday, you will be able to see all of the information on these kits, and I always link the July 2000s, well, I always link hipkitclub.net down below so you guys can look through the kits that I'm using and see if any of those are still available. And if they aren't, I would highly recommend to subscribe, because the kits get better and better each month, and lots of times there are exclusive things, and then and it just really just depends on the month, and what they're creating and things like that. But mostly every kit we get something, or every month we get something exclusive, which is really neat. And we've been getting a lot of these exclusive alphas, which I'm loving. So I ended up going with Why Not Relax and Eat Ice Cream. So that was my creative title, which is probably not like super creative to some of you, but for me it was. And so I'm going to go ahead and add a little chipboard. I think those are from Echo Park. They have brads, and then they also have um, like little chipboard circular elements as well. And so I added one that had like a popsicle or ice cream or something on it. And now I'm going to add this mist from Shimmers. This came in our color kit this month. And I'm going to quickly add that. I do smear a little bit, so you can probably see it in the final photos. I do smear it a little bit, but I'm really not too concerned about that. You can tell that I'm like sort of anal about getting that cleaned up like right away, just because I've dealt with stains on my desk, and if you look closely you can probably see them. So I'm going to go ahead and add the date stamp, and then I wasn't really sure if I wanted to add journaling or something underneath that, but there were still lines. So lots of times whenever I feel like there are still like things to, like a label or something that needs to be filled in, I think about doing journaling, but then sometimes I'll either add like a phrase sticker, which I didn't have any that I could use in this kit. So I decided to use like a small little embellishment, and that worked out perfectly. And that is my spread, or my traveler's notebook layout for you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know if you have any questions, any thoughts, or comments. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I will talk to you guys later.